Collective. Welcome, welcome. I'm Nikki, your local vegan tarotist. And today, right now, we're going to do our twin flame check-in. All right. So I was listening to the Spanish channel. It's 88.5. So those numbers could mean something. 88. You could be born in 88. Holla. But I was listening to a song and I just found it so beautiful. I don't speak Spanish. In context, I can kind of put some pieces together, and I know a few words or whatever, but not enough. Like if I can be dropped into a situation where I'm needing to hold a conversation. We're gonna play charades. So I don't know. Maybe there's something about a language barrier or a difference in language. Could be love languages. I was just talking about that this morning. But what I really enjoyed the song, and I was like, well, most Spanish songs are very romantic, so whereas you can hear a beautiful song in the melody, at least from an American perspective, and like Alt J, we were just talking about that the other reading, where it's like breeze blocks. That's a horrible. The lyrics and where it came from is, look into it. But the song, it sounds so beautiful. It sounds like it's like a love song, but it's all twisted and actually talking about something else underneath. Where I feel that it's like, even though I don't understand the language, the melody is very straightforward. So there's something in that. But the translation, so I did my Shazam. It's also maybe something with the Mandela effect. Like thinking something was one way. You might experience like glitches in the Matrix where something was one way this time you looked at it. They were doing a licking thing, but it's Charlie the mom and she's licking her son Jack. She's cleaning him. She is such a good mom. But she's 11 and he's 8. Like, let the boy grow up. Could be a controlling mother figure here or something. But anyway, now that's one of them smacking. Anyway, I feel very distracted right now. Probably because I'm gonna attempt to translate or talk about this song, and it's not in my language. It's not something that I'm, well versed in. So somebody could be expressing something or have some sort of conversation that's not in their wheelhouse at all. It's like it's not their language. Somebody could be like very spiritual and somebody could be very analytical or literal, someone could really have been like in the Matrix and this coming together, sort of like Neo, you are the one, Virgo energy, but the letters K and R. Now with that like K and R with the divine masculine, I was getting MR. That's also the artist M.R. But Mr. And so if you do the K-R, it's like, what, Kister? So something about, like, you've either shared a kiss with this person or they're wanting to share a kiss with you. And maybe their love language is like physical touch. They want to show you through action, through physical touch. And maybe yours is words of affirmation, so it's like you want the communication or the love languages of the elements, right? There's communication, connection, chemistry, and compatibility. So it's, you might speak different languages in that aspect, or you might have, one of you could just have a lot of fire energy, one of you could have a lot of earth energy or something like that. So there is some sort of difference here, but it's like, the melody speaks to your heart. You understand the melody. The melody is very clear. The melody being the frequency of this connection. So, oh fuck, I just forgot what the name of the band was. I think it's like Conjunto. I think it's CONJUNTO something. But the song is no one will look, or no one will see. No one will know. I think it's no one will know. KLS. Those letters in some assembly might resonate with you. But there's like no one will know. There were two different translations of it, but it's that band. And it's Nadi, Nadie, Va, VAA, Pensiar. So it's Nadi Va a Pensiar. So whatever that is. Maybe if somebody speaks Spanish, you can translate it or link it. I can probably put the link in the comments if I remember. But there could be something with that song, or maybe you like to listen to or watch a lot of foreign films, or listen to music that you don't know the lyrics to. There's something about, the movie Spanglish, or any movie where they didn't speak the same language, but they have this, that reminds me of Under the Tuscan Sun, Leo energy. But to be under the sun, there's something like, I'm seeing the Division song, Too Deep, the artist Division, but it's the Division symbol. 2 dots. There is a divide here, but you're basically, one of you is divisible by the other, meaning like one of you, you're compatible. Earth energy, you are compatible. But in Under the Tuscan Sun, maybe somebody's Italian, or moving there, or has always wanted to visit there. Maybe you're going to meet your person abroad, or you're going to meet them. I'm getting like the tourist. Maybe somebody's a tourist, but there's like a tourist aspect here where somebody's out of their element, and that could be literally speaking element, like you are with somebody who's not, you don't have like compatible elemental, you wouldn't think that you would be compatible, but like maybe deeper in your chart, the deeper that you go, the more you realize you're exactly the same. Deeper into the fray. In what is that, Gray? Doesn't he recite that poem, Liam Neeson? Is he a Pisces? What's his sign? I think it's a Pisces, but it could be wrong. It's happened once or twice that I've been wrong. But I could be wrong about that number too. It may have been more times. But he recites that poem with the wolves, Pisces energy, in that movie Gray, into the fray. Gray, fray. Page of Cups. Someone could be writing a poem or reciting something. I'm getting somebody reciting. Like maybe they don't have the words, and that's like Sex and the City, the movie, the first one, where they're getting married. And he's writing his vows or whatever, and he's like, he uses the words of other people because he doesn't have the words to describe. I mean, how he feels about her. Mr. Big. But yeah, Mr. Big, that gives me Emperor energy, and I'm looking at this Hierophant. So this Emperor, this masculine could have strong Taurus placements, or again, fixed energy. We do have Leo here, so there's like Taurus and Leo, and then the 6, they're like this, and the 6 of more Leo energy, but the 6 of Swords is coming here. So somebody's getting up a lot of courage and strength to come in and getting woo. Yeah, it feels very romantic. It does feel very Piscean, because it's like they want to like feed you, nourish you. They want to give you poetry. They want to share music. Music could be like a major component to your connection. You could speak through music because you don't have the words, but you're like, maybe I'll just send them this, this is funny, but maybe somebody can resonate with this. My dad was really big on cards, like greeting cards or whatever, for occasions. And I was always like, kind of anti-cards. I always made my own gifts or whatever, you know. It felt kind of like inauthentic or something. But he would spend a great deal of time and energy looking for the right card. You know, it's like he didn't have the words, and that was the closest he could get. And I was just like an arrogant poet or something. But for a long time, I thought, you know, you just give somebody, what is that, Grace and Frankie, where Grace discovers this box, like the housekeeper gives her like stuff after the divorce or whatever. She's cleaning the house and she has boxes for her. Well, one of them is, I think his name's Robert. Robert gives to Grace a gift for every occasion. He's got like a whole box full of these gifts or whatever. And there's this big debate between them. You know, they're already divorced or whatever. He's, I think, remarried at this point to whatever the other guy's character is. Is it Sal? No. Something with an S. It's like a 3-letter Sal, Sam, not Sid, but maybe those names resonate for you. Anyway, she's like, there's no thought in this. It's not personal at all. It's completely, you know. And so maybe this is some kind of discrepancy that you two will have, you know. With Valentine's Day coming up, they might get you some very conventional gifts or whatever, but it's like the meaning behind this seemingly sort of simple gesture, or maybe like it seems like a smaller gesture, and you're like, well, that can't be the gesture of my divine masculine, because it's going to be, you know, fucking angels singing and, you know, a chariot riding in and, you know, coming out of the clouds, and it's supposed to be this big giant thing. But maybe that, like, maybe to this person giving you a card or saying, hey, I like you, and asking you out on a date is like them to them for like their wheelhouse, because I'm getting this very like clenched, oh my gosh, anxious person that's very like walks on eggshells and is like has to do everything correctly and it has to be right, and so they haven't done a lot of things, like they've held themselves back, which is very Virgo and Piscean energy of like things needing to be perfect. I'm not going to make a move until maybe tomorrow. There's this like procrastination thing. It's like, but for them, like to, and maybe you're thinking, if you know who this person is and you've been 1, 2, 4, 3 there, so it's like the series is out of events. You may have had a child with this person, because I'm getting with the kissed her, it's like so-and-so and so-and-so sitting in a tree, Kissing, and in Sex and the City she goes, well, first comes baby, then comes marriage, but it's like first comes love, then comes marriage. So maybe you two interacted like that and you went separate ways because of these differences, or that could be past experiences, right? But with this person, if this is a reconciliation, maybe you went through this kind of energy with them, or could feel like you've been through this energy with them, with that twin flame journey, because you've been doing this for lifetimes. Anyway, when this person comes in with this statement of love, with this gift, with this profession, whatever it is, something about their profession, the work that they do could be a factor. We'll look at that. We have the Six of Swords, carrying the Six of Swords, getting carried away. That's in the toast of the Sex and the City first film. Samantha, the name Sam is important here. Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them. Sam I am. Yeah, there's a lot of fixed energy here. Somebody just does things the way that they do them. There's a bit of a stubbornness. But if you, and maybe that's sort of a advice for the feminine here, is like, don't be too critical of this gesture. Because to this person, to this masculine, I feel like it means a great deal to them. It's like, to them, they might as well have orchestrated the angels to sing for them to give you a gift card, or a gift card. Maybe they're going to give you a gift card or some sort of like coupon or something. That would be kind of strange. But maybe with the profession, maybe there's something in there like, oh, I'm going to give you some, maybe they're like giving you a discount on some sort of work that they're going to do. So you might meet this person, if they're like doing some kind of work for you, there might be some sort of transactional aspect to it. With the profession, wow, that's a lot of channeling. All right, let's get to the cards here. So we have the Six of Swords, confirming the Six of Swords. clarifying. Confirmation, I feel like it's more, somebody's making a very big decision. It's a very bold, big decision. And maybe somebody is going to kind of go, because I just watched Family Man. Love that. It's my favorite Christmas movie, with Nicolas Cage, where he does like these grand gestures. He buys her a star and stuff. And then this character comes into the glimpse and he's talking with the daughter, like, you know, you forgot the anniversary. And so he has to make a bigger gesture to kind of make up for it. But for him, that bigger gesture that doesn't really quite compare to the great gestures that the version of himself he intercepted. It is like this parallel universe aspect here, like coming into union. It's like some sort of time-space continuum glitch or something. And a glitch essentially is like a window. So it's like this window is opening, this window of opportunity is opening for you two to actually time up on each other. Benjamin Button, you know, it's like you guys have been in this reverse motion or this opposition, you know, this polarity sort of motion, and then you come to this point where it's like that divine window of opportunity. 1111, some sort of portal. We did have the 111 portal, maybe something with the 22, 33, so something on the number of that month could be important. Damn, there's a lot of downloads coming in fast. Okay, the Spiritualist, the 5 of Swords, the 10 of Wands. So the Hierophant, somebody could have gotten out of a marriage. That could have been an aspect there. Again, this could be somebody, maybe you divorced this person, or maybe you went through a separation with this person because they didn't want the Hierophant. They didn't want marriage. They didn't want commitment, or they were not tapped into their spiritual aspects. They were not connected with Source. And the Hierophant is the translator, the grand translator, the spiritual guru and guide. They're the one who translates from the 5D to the 3D. They are a 4D being. 4 is very important here. The elements, the 1111 portal, or divine timing, 4 of Wands, that is divine union. But there's something about like this, they couldn't translate it. So because the words, because we have a blockage here, we've got focus here on, because it's not a blockage, it's actually a breakthrough in Swords. But we went from the 5 of Swords, which is that thing that tested this person's strength and courage. They didn't have the courage, so their communication was blocked. And maybe you literally blocked this person, like on social media or through text message, or if you did frequent a place where you saw them, maybe you stopped going there, maybe you see them on a daily basis because you work together, or you're around each other all the time, but there's like a cold shoulder, there is like an energetic blockage here. There's no talking with the 5 of Swords, no constructive communication, very, very much so. Very much so. I didn't know I said it like that, darling. Oh, and the lyrics to the song that it's one of those things that's like, oh, I don't need to jot that thought down, or I don't need to jot that down. I'll remember it. You don't fucking remember it when you need to remember it. You remember it at 3:33 in the morning. 3:33 can be important. The witching hour. So dream work, King of Pentacles, Taurus energy again, but Earth masculine energy. The lyrics in that, it was like, dance with me, doll, drink with me. They kept calling the masculine, kept calling the feminine doll. So they could have like a nickname for you where they just think that you're a doll. They think you're adorable. Also a doll, I see somebody putting a doll up on something. So they may have put this feminine up on such a high pedestal. And I just watched The Wedding Date. I almost said The Wedding Singer, but The Wedding Date. Where one of the characters who's getting married is saying, she's been up on a pedestal since I put her there. So it's kind of like him realizing, like, the pressure that is put upon somebody when you put them up on a pedestal is insurmountable. It's an ideal. It's fiction. It's not real. So there's something about loving this person's true nature and loving them on the same ground as you. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll see. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, like there could have been like a competitive nature, and it might not have come out of like wanting to break the other person down. This feels very Page of Pentacles. Yeah, there was maybe a lower self-worth here with the masculine. They didn't feel like they maybe had enough to give. It's like my humble offering. But when I said yes, yes, it's kind of, yeah, maybe they thought this feminine was like too sophisticated or too intelligent for them. If they don't have the words for it, they're like, oh gosh, this feminine is like, my little piddly words aren't going to be enough. And that, before that caution of feminine, don't like put this masculine's, you know, don't belittle their attempts or their words or whatever. I don't think that the feminine, a divine feminine, certainly wouldn't do that. And you certainly wouldn't do that to your divine counterpart. But that could be what the masculine is fearing, is that if they come in, like their little offer here, 1108 just popped up. Again, that's a new cycle. It's a new beginning to a cycle. 11s are very important here. 11 is basically a 2. So we have the Two of Pentacles here. Yeah, this is like equal partnership. This is balancing things equally and evenly. That's the word. Evenly. Versus, you know, it's... And that doesn't mean that you're always putting in 50-50. Sometimes you're putting in 70-30. Sometimes you're putting in 90-10. It depends. You know, a lot of things happen in a lifetime with somebody that, you know, you can't always put in the equal amounts. But it's always even. Because when the other person needs that 20-80, you have it to give, because you're always you're like a spring. I see like somebody's like an eternal spring, eternal sunshine of the spotless mind, but an eternal wealth fountain. That's the word. You're an eternal fountain. It is like the fountain of youth. I mean, somebody could look really good for their age, or like, not just like, oh, you look good for your age, but somebody could just have a lot of youth about them, about their spirit, about the way that they think, the curiosity that they hold. I mean, if you think about children, and what's so appealing about being around children is like, it reminds you that we all are just adult children. And like, you know, that's like Knocked Up, the movie Knocked Up, where Paul Rudd's like, I wish I could be as excited about bubbles as my kid is. And Seth Rogen's character is like, I get it, you know, they float, they pop, you know, whatever, you know, like it's like understanding there's something about this connection that makes both of you feel very youthful, because you're kind of like tapping into a fountain, dipping into a fountain, and a fountain is a major component in the whole Under the Tuscan Sun film. And that whole thing, because, you know, maybe somebody was left for like a younger woman specifically. Or caught somebody with a younger woman. Anyway, because that's what happens in Under the Tuscan Sun. And then that's why she ends up going on this gay tour of Tuscany. Thinking she's not going to, there's no chance she's going to find love. But of course, she's a writer, she's a romantic. That is what she wants, and that's what she thought she had with her partner. And she didn't. So there is this like feeling completely sideswiped, bamboozled, hoodwinked, you know? Why am I getting these little things? Hoodwinked, see? You know, maybe somebody has like a radio voice, or like, again, just like listens to, you know, watched a lot of TV growing up. Somebody could have been like an only child, or the youngest child, like or you were the eldest and there was a period of time before the other ones came in. I feel like somebody's like a latchkey kid, or somebody spent a lot of time in isolation as a child, or just playing by themselves. Anyway, the Hanged Man. It's that Pisces energy, to confirm what I was saying. But we have the Hanged Man, which is like that procrastination energy. So that confirms the Hierophant and the Ten of Wands. There was an ending because somebody wasn't making a move. That could also be a fear here. This masculine's like, I better get it together because if I don't, I'm going to run out of time. There is an element of time, right? This Hanged Man has or this one doesn't, but most of them, and my other deck, the feminine deck, has a little stopwatch, not stopwatch. Somebody could do something with stopwatches. Somebody could be like a personal trainer or coach or something where you track. There's something about that button, keeping count, getting a head count. I don't know if that's specific, but Four of Swords at the bottom here. You're rested. And this is kind of like, someday my prince will come. Even though this is on the masculine side, it's like, and maybe that's what the masculine was doing. They wanted to be treated like a fucking princess. And it's like, you're the emperor, dude. Get it together. Oh, my shoes are back there. The Six of Cups. Soulmate. Two of Cups. Six of Cups. This was always going to be. This was always going to be. The separation, it's all part of it. It's all part of the plan. Like serendipity. John, Sarah, J.S., just saying. Yeah. Somebody, this is feminine especially, because I feel like feminine, we're reading for the feminine, and there's the Eight of Cups, which is walking away, choosing yourself, choosing your heart. But then, if maybe you got married young, or you got into something that there's a lot of gaslighting, I don't know why I'm going up in my tone like that, because I feel like it's very triggering and touchy. Those experiences were very traumatic and devastating. Devastating is the word I got. And so there's this Seven of Cups. It's like going through opportunities. I see like someone after a divorce, going out and taking classes, traveling abroad, or, packing it up and taking on a whole new identity, Wheel of Fortune. That's coming in with the Six of Cups, the Two of Cups, this Hierophant, the Hanged Man. It's like the wait is over. So what are you going to do with your time? What are you going to do with your time? You've been focusing so much on calling in this union. I'm getting like, what are you going to do now? What now? And you see those movies, those romantic movies, are like, what now? And they're like, Garden State comes to mind. Zach, what's his name? Zach something. And hers is Natalie. And the name Nadia or something from that song, it's Nadi, like no one. No one will know. Why does it feel like there's some sort of secrecy around this? There should never be secrecy around love. But unfortunately, there is. Maybe there's secrecy around this love because it hasn't been professed yet. I don't like confess, like, oh, someone's going to confess their love. Confession is something you do when you feel guilty about something, when you've done something wrong, not like love should never be something that you're ashamed of. Why does it feel like there's been a great deal of shame surrounding love or partnerships for you? Sealing your chakras, but I'm getting healing your heart. Base to the crown, return to the heart. It's always a journey back to the heart. The heart's at the center, heart center. Seven stages of personal growth. Yeah, it's like you've shadow worked your way through that. I see a ton of healing here. Independence and healing and listening to your heart when he's calling for you. This masculine is going to call you. You've been calling out to them in the 5D feminines. Now it's time for you to receive a call. Let's pull. Let's start at the very beginning. I'm going to go back to the original Rider-Waite to clarify, because we started with this one. Clear the fear. All right. When, where, how is this masculine going to make this profession? Ace of Pentacles with a gift, possibly. Something with a star, Aquarius energy, fixed energy, earth energy. Coming out of the clouds. Coming out of the blue. But there's no, in the wedding date, he says, there's no such thing as out of the blue. There are always signs if you're paying attention. So maybe you were paying attention to signs because you were focused somewhere else. And now the signs are all going to make sense because you felt like you got misled by the signs. No, the misleading, I always say this, the demonic detours are actually, they don't mean to do this because they think they're fucking up your system. They try to deter you from your path. All of those detours are designed. It's destiny. Like you were always going to come back to this. You're always going to come back to this. Now, maybe this was a person, or you were always going to come back to this realization. You had to take the scenic route. That was all part of the path. That was all part of the things that led you back to the beginning. The beginning is your twin flame, your incarnation. So you can look at it celestially, or again, some of you I think are have your fingers crossed. You're still holding out hope for a past connection to come back. And if so, they're going to come back in brand new energy because they took this detour. It was all part of the plan. The divine plan is just, it's like there are no loopholes. It's ironclad. It's an ironclad contract when you incarnate. Four of Pentacles. Who's holding back and why? Come on. Three of Pentacles. There could be some sort of planning. They are working with friends, and we have that Four of Swords again. Virgo and Aquarius. This is somebody. Now this is the feminine. The masculine was in this energy of their feminine energy. Now they're coming in their masculine energy to pursue. They've got an Ace of Cups and an Ace of Pentacles. So they're going to give you a heart. A heart. Maybe they're going to give you something. Heart-shaped locket. They're going to give you some sort of something with a heart, or like a body part on it. A heart, a body part. I'm seeing that on like my little pencil thing that goes on the back of a marker or a pencil or whatever, and it's someone flipping the bird. A bird. And there's a bird here. A bird. That also was in that movie, Sex and the City, the first one, where she goes, I put a bird on my head. She's all drunk and she's like, I put a bird on my head. And I thought that was feathers. She goes, no, it's a bird. It's like this bright blue, beautiful bird. Maybe somebody's going to give you like feathers or something with like a bird symbol on it. A heart. Could be a clip art heart. Or it could be a lot of rhyming here. Riddles and rhymes. Again, with the melody. There's something tangible that they're going to give you with the Ace of Pentacles that's going to represent their love for you. Something with the cups. I mean, they might give you like something, again, if there is a transactional aspect here, they might give you actual money. Something with a star on it. This cup, this with the little W there, but it looks like an M to me because I see things like the Hanged Man. I see things mirrored. This is, yeah, there's a cross on here. So it could be like some kind of piece of jewelry. That's also the flesh, so something with bread. I mean, they could take you out somewhere. I'm getting Olive Garden just because it's like the only Italian place that I ever really went for a long time. It was my favorite restaurant for a long time. And I would get the ravioli, cheese ravioli with the Alfredo, not the red sauce, because I had a sensitivity to tomatoes. Anyway, I don't know why I'm telling y'all that. But maybe somebody's like, maybe you know, obviously I wouldn't eat that now. I'm vegan. So, but maybe somebody is like considering your like dietary needs or just your emotional needs. Maybe you have like social anxiety, so they don't want to do some big profession or some kind of like big thing like that because they don't want to make you uncomfortable. Whatever it is, they want to make you feel very comfortable with this profession. Like some of you would be okay with that. Some of you guys would be okay with having a star named after you, or like your name written in the sky or something. And some people might be very embarrassed by that, right? Maybe it's going to be just like a candlelit picnic dinner or something. Like you guys are going to be by yourself. Maybe they're going to factor that in and go, you know, if this is a vegan channel, if you're a vegan, they're going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to take them to this place that has vegan options, but can we get a booth back there so they're not like around everybody else, you know what I mean? There's some like great deal, and they're like working with friends to orchestrate this date. They might, because 3 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, like they're working with the 3s here, and it does feel kind of like there's something private, there's something VIP. The movie Prime, Prime on Netflix. No, I don't know where it's at, but it's got Meryl Streep and Uma Thurman, and I don't know the other guy's name. And I've looked up his sign before. Uma Thurman's a Taurus. Maybe you're doing that. Maybe some of the movies or something that I've referenced in this reading, or just you do this in general. But like if I know that a character is a Taurus, I'll look up, I mean, I look up actors and actresses anyway, just because I'm a nutcase. But if I'm like, oh, it's Uma Thurman who's a Taurus, what's her partner? Then I'll look at their sign and be like, oh, am I working through that energy? Like, what does that sign represent for what I'm going through? So yeah, there could just be something about that. Like that you, where was I going with that? They go into this garden together. Art, like this gift here, like it's a very thoughtful gift. I feel like it's perfect for you. It's very thoughtful for you, and it's considerate, and it feels healing because we've got health and wealth, and then this overflowing fountain here. So maybe there's gonna be a fountain around where you are. I was also just watching. So anyway, in Prime, it's a younger masculine, and he takes her out to, she's talking with his mother as a therapist because of her divorce. Like she's 37 on the clock. Somebody could be 37, or add all that together. Anyway, 14/6, which is 20, right? But there's that 2. And I was just watching The Box with 2. So the box is like a gift. It's a present. Something with $1 million. Death, scorpionic energy. But Prime, he takes her to see a piece of art. She loves art. I think she's an art curator or something. Like she works around it. Photographer. Like she works around, I don't know, she's in the art stuff. Because there's something with like modeling. And it's like her favorite artist, and he finds like an original piece, and they sit next to it and have dinner. He doesn't buy it for her because doesn't make a lot of money, and he's kind of like a struggling artist, starving artist, or whatever. So yeah, there could be some sort of like difference in, and again, that goes back to this masculine might be like, oh, is this going to be enough? Like I wish I could buy that painting for her, or I wish, or for them, or I wish that I could, do something grander, but this is what I have. I have this humble, honest, thoughtful offering, and that's what I have to offer. But there's some sort of courage that they're getting, like from their friends or whatever. Like I'm getting like buddies being like, hey man, if she doesn't like that, then she's not the one for you, or oh, if he thinks that's not enough, then whatever. That's not, then yeah, they're not for you. And that's kind of like giving this person the much needed confidence to go, you know what, you're right. Because this is somebody, you are both somebodies who really believe in the signs, the synchronicities, the divine path, divine alignment, the matrix. You are very tapped into this Piscean energy of the third eye. You have this divine sight. You both could, again, with profession, you both could do similar work, or you have always wanted to do similar work, but you need each other for this work. It's okay to need somebody. Also, when I said you're both somebodies, I was getting Kings of Leon, right? Somebody who could be like a king, could be a Leo, right? There's a lot of that, but Leo, the sun, is all the heart chakra, masculine side. It's the sun, it's the divine celestial body of the masculine, the moon being the divine celestial body of the feminine. So whether or not you have Leo placements, or you're like, I don't know if they have Leo placements, or maybe you don't know their sign. But it will all make sense when you do find out. You're gonna go, oh, okay, so all of those signs and synchronicities that I thought meant something else, they actually meant this. I see now. Oh, I see. It's like, well played, divine spirit, Source, you really know what you're doing up there. Out there, in there, everywhere, nowhere. Oh, wow, somebody could be very anxious and they could ramble like that. Maybe they're normally good with their words, but around you, they kind of fumble. Stumble, fumble, bumbling. I was branching off into another movie, but then I segued back into the movie Prime, and now I don't remember what that. The picnic, the garden, the art. Oh well, hopefully the message came out. And if it didn't, it will come out. So we've got corn and roses, gold and roses. Somebody could be bringing you like a potted flower, like potted flowers. Some sort of cup, some sort of container. Could be a bottle of wine, right? We've got this like goblet here, like with the Ace of Pentacles. 18, 13. Let's pull one more. Whoa, calm down. One more. Uno más, por favor. There you go. 16. 16 and 17. You are 16, going on 17. I am 17, going on 18. I'll take care of you. And then 2 at the bottom there. We have 17 with Cinderella and 2 with Cinderella. So that's actually 8 and 2. Those could be important with Cinderella. A dream is a wish your heart makes. Is that from Cinderella? When you're fast asleep. No, but it's, so this is love. Mm-hmm. So this is love. Is that when they're dancing? I always thought that was in Briar Rose in Sleeping Beauty. So this is love. But I think it's when she's dancing. Maybe you're going to dance with this person. They're going to lead. They're going to, I'll take care of you. You can depend on me. I'll depend on you. It's very much like you're guiding each other. I'll follow you to the ends of the earth. Follow me now so I can follow you. It's like this masculine with Moana here. I'm getting like this masculine wants to be your cup. They want to hold you. Egyptian, hold you. Hold ya, I think the name, it's actually hold ya. Also, something's got to give, where he says, love ya. And she goes, I love you too. Although you said yeah, I'm not sure if it really counts if it's yeah. Like she's very analytical and kind of uptight and everything like that. And he sort of brings out this playfulness in her and makes her feel young again and everything, like something she's never felt. But he's also like a nut. He's a womanizer. He likes younger women, whatever. Like he's a famous bachelor or whatever. So this is someone who's out of their wheelhouse. That gives Chariot energy here. Yeah, in this one, the feminine is coming into show the masculine. In Beauty and the Beast, she comes in and she shows the masculine what unconditional love looks like. Lumiere. There's the candles. Candles. Maybe you're doing fire magic. Never do magic on somebody else in the 3D. You do it on a frequency, right? You do it on yourself and you do it on a frequency. That's it. And then whatever aligns with that frequency will be attracted to you. If you do magic on somebody else, if you spell cast on somebody else, if you try to influence anybody else's path, okay? And if you are doing any sort of protective spells, or if you're trying to release somebody, right? You got to release somebody to welcome this in. Draw a circle around their name, right? You want to protect them. You're doing that work for yourself, and you need to release them, but you want to make sure there's something about you. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, because make sure that you're doing divine spell work, light magic, right? White magic. Because it's very easy to slip into the other stuff, because as humans with the ego and desires, we're like, oh, but I want him. But, you know, if you guys have seen The Craft, what you send out comes back to you threefold. Some say tenfold, right? It comes back, and it depends on the severity. It depends on the intention. So just check your intentions when you're setting these. If you are doing any sort of spell work or magic, maybe you're doing some sort of like Valentine's Day ceremony, friends, where they're all burning. Like, we need the semen of a righteous man. Phoebe says that, and they're like, if we had that, we wouldn't be doing the spell. You know, we wouldn't be doing this. But yeah, it's like releasing what doesn't serve you, and maybe to welcome it in. You can say, I want to meet my person tonight, and you can do that spell work. But you're not saying, I want so-and-so to come here and meet me or call me or whatever, and we're going to be together forever. Because that is not divine, okay? You have to allow free will. I don't know why I feel it's necessary to say that. But again, somebody could just be kind of learning about this. Somebody could have been in a very analytical, scientific world, or like a mechanical world. And so all of this hibbity jibbity woo woo stuff might be a little bit new to them, but it's not new to them. Again, it's all because at their core, in their heart space, this is where they were always meant to come back to this. So all of that, maybe they were like, you know, they explored different religions, or, you know, cultural practices. Maybe they traveled around to find all that, and then maybe they're going to come back home to visit, you know, for a holiday, a birthday, Valentine's Day, whatever. Maybe they're coming back home. And that could be, again, a literal home or a metaphorical home. It's like, once you get to that place, home is where the heart is. So when you are rested in your heart, when you are balanced and aligned with your heart chakra, you are home. This person is going to meet you there, because you are already, with the Hierophant, you're already married to this person in the 5D. Your twin flame, you're already connected in the 5D and married in that sense. The divine union is bringing it into the 3D. That's why so much of the responsibility relies on the masculine, because it is of the 3D. They have to pursue to bring this into union, to bring this to fruition. And so you're already married to them. So it's like you're coming home in the 3D. Your physical vessels are just coming back home. So it's like coming back from a long day of work. Honey, I'm home. Someone's like, you got some explaining to do. Where have you been? Take off your shoes, and I was gonna say, like, take off your shoes at the door, you know. I grew up, somebody could be very like neurotic and clean, and yeah, with the restaurant thing, like, I'm just getting whatever it is, like they're really catering. They might have something catered for an event. Somebody could be a caterer, but it's like somebody's name could be Kate or Katie, Catherine, Katrina, but there is like this aspect of making it like this, a space that they know this feminine would just be totally at ease in, because that's the version of you that they want, because that's your truest version, right? They want your truest version. Pocahontas. Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, people say, oh, the person's not just going to show up at your door. Well, Pocahontas lived on this little island, right? Somebody had to come across sea Land and sea, they traveled for who knows how long. Maybe you're a history person. I'm not a history person. I'm just going off the Disney movie. Okay, Mel Gibson came all the way over here. I don't know who voices Pocahontas' character. I'm going to look that up. But anyway, Mel Gibson, Capricorn, I believe. Because for a long time I thought he was a Sagittarius. I was pretty sure he was a Sagittarius. Turns out he's a Capricorn. But you could have Capricorn and Sagittarius placements. You could have a stellium of those, either one of those signs as well, if they're not, like your top 3 or your Venus. But he came across, this masculine came across, I'm getting Oceans of Time, right? Bram Stoker's. Gary Oldman. Masculine could be older here, old man. Hey, old man. But it is kind of like that familiarity of like, we've been married for lifetimes. Like you just have this automatic kind of comfortability that you're like, here we go again. I guess we're, I get like a matriarch and a patriarch of the collective. So these are 2 very healed individuals. Anyway, he comes across all this space and time. And she's just sitting there in her little sheltered world. So love will come to you, feminines. And I feel like there's a reason I'm saying that, because when I was talking about masculine energy pursues, like it has to be left up to the masculine to pursue this and to bring this into union in the 3D. Or feminines, if you are pursuing them, or if you're trying to spell cast or make it happen, you're messing with divine timing, you're messing with destiny. You don't want to fuck with destiny, right? They say karma's a bitch. Karma's not a bitch. Karma is just this 2 of Pentacles, Capricorn energy as well. It just is. It's very neutral. It's unconditional. Like if nature, or when nature, it's not like nature strikes back, Mother Nature's a bitch. World War Z can be important here. But yeah, nature's not a bitch. Nature is just like karma. It's not personal when there's a natural disaster. It's unconditional. It has to happen to rewrite the balance, to reset the balance. Reset the balance. Somebody is wanting to reset the balance here. So yeah, you could have had a separation where things felt out of balance and a lot of doubt and all of that stuff creeps in. The Fool, a lot of looking back. But somebody had to look back to look forward. Like your person needed this. You need them to make the choice. You want to be their choice. You don't want to be somebody that you cast a spell on. Don't do that. Don't do that. I feel like around Valentine's Day, people maybe are just getting a little bit more desperate. I get it. It's like, oh gosh. And so you think maybe I'll speed it up a little bit because you know that you're a magician, you're a grand alchemist. But to be a divine alchemist and not a false magician, you have to stay true and honor free will. I don't know why I keep saying that, but somebody's like, but. But I know that we're meant to be together. I know that we would be good together. It's like, that's great. Keep that frequency. Keep that frequency. And don't keep it about that person in particular. What about you and that person in the 3D do you think are perfect for each other? Because a lot of times when we think someone's perfect for us, it's not that they feel like home. They feel familiar. So we're just fighting for a cycle, which is absurd, but we do it. Okay. We're like, no, but he can change. She can change. Maybe, one day. Fuck all that. Sit in your divine glory because you and your person are already married. You're already married in 5D. You've been doing this for a long time. Trust that your person, they told you when you incarnated, they told you, I'll see you at home. 54-54. Somebody could be 37 and 54. Ooh. That's a decent cutoff, I think. But I won't put my personal opinions in here. Anyway, yeah, it's, again, when you are alchemizing, when you are spell casting, if you do a ceremony, a Valentine's Day, a love ceremony, or anything like that, or you're trying to call in your divine counterpart, you're not putting, I'm getting the name Greg for whatever reason. I don't know a Greg, but I've met Gregs or whatever, but maybe somebody's name is Greg or Craig. But yeah, it's like, or Craigslist, something with Craigslist maybe. But it is kind of like, you type in what you want, right? You don't find the thing you want and then go back to the search bar and type it in, unless you lost it and you're trying to find it again, right? Which is kind of what we're doing in this incarnation. But you type into the search bar what you're looking for. You look, women's shoe size 10, this color, this brand. That's what you put in there. And guess what pops up? A selected number of search results. And you're only looking for one anyway, so it doesn't matter if there's, oh my God, there's only 2 options. Oh my gosh, there's only 3 or 4. Maybe you have multiple options or whatever, but you're only looking for one, right? So you want your manifestations and your spell work to be as specific as possible, not to the 3D, to the 5D, okay? I feel like I'm like reprimanding somebody, so I'm gonna calm down off of that, because it's like, don't tell me what to do. But I want this for you. I want this connection to come in, and that could be the holdup. That could be part of the challenge there, is that somebody's not alchemizing in a divine way. There's one little thing that needs to be tweaked, or maybe you need to stop tweaking and just let be what will be, because it already is. So take it how you take it, or don't take it at all. Anyway, I hope there was something in here for you, collective. I really do. I hope that there was something that, I don't know why I had to say I really do. Yeah, somebody could like, there's something, like maybe they don't, a masculine could doubt whether or not this feminine's going to believe them because of the way that they've been behaving. Maybe they've been behaving in a way that was like, I never would have guessed. I thought you hated me. I never would have guessed that you were into me. I never would have guessed that you had all this fondness for me. And all the while they're over there like hanging out. You're hanging out with each other in the astral plane, and you never saw their face. It's just always been a feeling. And it's like, maybe it's very unexpected that this person is the one who's like been in the corner. I was going to say in your corner, but maybe they've been in the corner, like a wallflower, watching. Ooh, watching. Okay, so this is something verified. This lip balm, Sans Plastique. It's not fake. There's nothing fake about this. This is real as hell. This is really happening. You might be asking that, but there's like this little maze on here. It says EWG verified. I don't know what that is. Come on. Anyway, it's like a little maze right there. It kind of looks like a little fingerprint or something. Again, it's fated. It's destined. If you're just looking at your chart, if you're just getting your cards read, your palm read, if you're just getting into these practices, or just tapping back into them, because they were always there, of course, you're like, oh, it's like all the signs lead to this. All the signs led you here. Even if the signs were like detour ahead, road closed. You catch my drift? So anyway, trusting the process. Trusting that it was always meant to be. This love is, always was, and always will be. It's like, and it's funny, I see this. It looks like a comet coming into the Capricorn energy, but it looks like this comet coming in. Also Scorpionic energy. And Aries. Okay, so it's this masculine energy of ending some nonsense and working for this union. and coming in with a lot of earth energy, or very like decisive energy, because cardinal Aries is cardinal fire, so it's fire and fire. Okay, I'm done. It's been a lot of information coming in, so I'm gonna sit with it on my side, and yeah, so it's gonna be a quick check-in, but it is what it is. So until next time, I wish you well.